tell me.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
With my group, we wanted to know if it's possible to clarify the difference between Sutra and Tantra.
Oh, what is the difference between Sutra and Tantra? Okay, very good question, thank you. Okay, what's the difference between Sutra and Tantra? So just to give an example, it is like, say that say cooking food, and the Sutra is like cooking food in a very normal way. Tantra is like, so the Sutra gathers all the ingredients, and cook food. And Tantra uses the ingredients gathered by Sutra and cook the food faster. So some people, they cook food without the ingredients. Sutra is Sutra, no ingredients, and they cook food. So this is people who claim that we are Tantra practitioners. No Sutra. This is people who cook food without ingredients. So therefore, it is very important to have the Sutra as a foundation. You have it, and then practice it. It will really give results. Otherwise, it's an illusion. It's a self-deception. So some people may say that, oh, I'm from Cambridge University, I'm from Oxford University, I'm from Harvard University. But they don't go to university at all. Right? Just bear the label. It doesn't help. It will not. This university is for your growth in education. If you don't go there, they say you don't benefit at all. So therefore, Sutra, in other words, Sutra is a system where it gathers all the materials for your practice to become Buddha, and then it also employs a technique to apply these ingredients. And the Tantra is where the ingredients are intact. Use this very effectively so that the time span for the attainment of enlightenment is going to be quicker. So where there's so much of training, so much of discipline in your mind, to manage our ordinary desires and ordinary anger and so forth. We have to manage them so effectively, then the mind comes under your control. When the mind comes under control, then you can go into the subtler mind, because the mind going after the sensual objects, desire, anger, hatred and so forth, is a very gross mind. With the gross mind, the effectiveness is not there. For example, like I don't know nowadays. Once when I was in Singapore, there's one gentleman who is running a company to wash the computer parts. Washing the computer parts, it requires computer parts. They are very sophisticated, very delicate, and it has to be washed with water. And the water which we use normally for drinking and so forth, this is very, very gross water. So the water that is used for washing the computer parts, he said that it is, I think, like 93% pure. The water that we drink is like 60% pure. It should be minimum 93% pure. Otherwise, the dirt, even this tiny dirt, they can obstruct the effectiveness of the computer. So therefore, the mind wishes to be employed to attain Buddhahood, and that too in a very effective way. It should be extremely delicate, so disciplined, that it should not be under the influence of, say, the desire for sensual objects, or the anger, the split between you and I, and so forth. These divisions, you, anger, I, attachment. So all these gross minds must be under control. Only then you can go into this very fine state of the mind, which can be employed to make your practice very effective and to attain enlightenment faster. to expedite. In other words, Tantra is the system which uses the sutric system to make and expedite the process. Good. Any more questions? Yes.
Geshe, so if this self-grasping ignorance and all the afflictions have been part of the mind.
Okay, say it again. Self-grasping ignorance and
Other
afflictions.
Have been part of the mind since beginningless time. On what basis can we say they are not part of the true nature of mind?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, anybody who likes to help me? So self-grasping ignorance and other afflictions, they have been with us since primordially. Then how can we say that they are not the true nature of mind? Very good question. Anyone who likes to help me? Carlton Shirbla? Because they can be removed. If they can be removed, then the mind is left and removed, which means it's not the true nature. True nature means it should be always, not only in the past, even in the future. There should be no way by which it can be separated from the mind. So therefore, because that they can be removed, this is known as adventitious. This is not the true nature. Good? Good. Any more questions? Okay, no question. I'm quite amazed. No question. Some people say there are many questions, right? And I left my laptop somewhere. So therefore no questions. Laptop or iPad? Ititi. I'm joking. We're here.
Can you explain the basis of Mahamudra again? Is it emptiness or?
It's just emptiness. Emptiness of the mind.
So, Geshe, the basis doesn't have the emptiness of the mind along with the ignorance or the taints of the defilements?
Not necessarily. Just say, don't say pure. This is your addition.
Okay.
Pure water. Instantly it becomes something else. The water. Water is something applicable to the pure, impure, all. Emptiness is applicable to the mind, pure, impure mind, all. So this emptiness, if you discover that, then the ignorance is removed. Whether it's the ignorance, what emptiness for the pure mind, emptiness impure mind, it doesn't matter. You recognize this, then the mind becomes pure.
So my confusion was, we are starting from the ground, the basis, right?
Yes.
To the result.
And not really starting from the ground. We have to know the ground because we already are there.
So we don't need to know the ground to get to the result, which is liberation
And so which takes us closer is the path.
It's the path, right?
Yes.
But so that basis, if it is
Already there.
yeah, I mean, if emptiness is already there,
Yes.
and it's only emptiness, then we are working to get to emptiness. I mean, so that for me it felt like
Okay, so this is a good question. If the basis, emptiness is the basis, it's already there. So then finally, enlightenment, also emptiness. Is it start from emptiness and end up with emptiness? Is this what we are trying to do? Okay, what we do is that, say, this is what I would suggest all of us. I wish that when I was somebody like a beginner, I wish that there's somebody to explain this to me, that never start with philosophy, start with what you naturally think, because our philosophy does not suffer, we suffer, we are suffering. Our philosophy does not cry, we cry. A natural being cries. So therefore, naturally, what do you think? I wonder, okay, I don't care about whatever Buddhahood, it doesn't matter, my tears should stop. You agree? It doesn't matter whether enlightenment, moksha, salvation, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I want to stop my tears. And when I see, for example, let's say that when I separate from my mom, particularly as a little boy, little girl, when I separate from my mom, from my dad, I feel so hollow, sad. Meeting with the mother is so beautiful moment. I'd like to expand this feeling of the joy, if possible, to infinity. Start from there. So for this, this is my reality, the basis. This is my reality. And reality, there are so many realities. that if there's a hope, yes, there's a hope there. Where's the hope? Where's the hope in reality basis? Where's the hope? Hope lies in the emptiness of my mind, emptiness of the self, emptiness of things. It is readily available. I'm not seeing this. I'm not trying to get there. It's already there. If I try to unfold this, it's already there. If I succeed in unfolding this, then they say my tears stop. Finally, the end, the goal is where my tears stop completely and my happiness expands to infinity. This is the goal. And at the moment, seeking that, this is the basis, seeking that. So, not just seeking, hope is also there. Where lies the hope? Hope lies in the basis. That things don't exist the way I believe things to be. So reality is things are all empty. This emptiness is there, is the reality. So if this yearning to stop the tears, to expand happiness, this yearning is there, and the object, getting access to which the aspiration, the goal of the yearning is accomplished. This is an amazing story. So you put effort to unveil to get access to this emptiness. And then as you get access to the emptiness more and more, then you are closer and closer to your desired goal, to stop all the tears of samsara and to expand your happiness. So what takes you closer there? This wisdom realizes emptiness. This is the path, and the final accomplishment that you attain, that is your result, and the yearning at the moment that you have, and the potential to have to get there, Buddha nature, and the reality of emptiness, these all form the basis, the reality. Good? Any more questions? Yes.
So, I was born in Haiti, and the predominant religion is Christianity, and of course in Christianity there's great teaching about compassion, but definitely nothing on wisdom of emptiness. I'm just wondering, it seems like unless someone comes in contact with the Dharma, then waking up becomes impossible, right? So, what is the future for those people?
This is a nice way of saying what's the future for you. How can we go for conversion? This is the question. This is the direct question, right? Nice way of saying what's the future. Okay, so in a way, I would say that what you're feeling is very precious. Your concern is not about I need to spread Buddhism. This is not your concern. Your concern is that they should wake up from the sleep of ignorance. They should know what emptiness is. So my personal take would be on two levels. One is that let everybody do anything. Go to Christianity, go to Buddhism, go to nihilism, go to whatever they like. But I would say that everybody has the right to any information, meaning including emptiness. You say, oh, there's no emptiness is wrong, it's nihilism. You learn this, it's fine. And you also learn that emptiness is not, it's the middle way. You learn all these things. Everyone has the right to all forms of information. And then on that basis, individual decides. Don't say that this is the only way to Buddhahood, this is the only way to fearlessness, the emptiness is the only way. No, just tell them what emptiness is. And then also let others also tell them how emptiness is nihilism. Let everybody speak. And then let the person grow in intelligence. And finally, nobody wants to destroy your well-being. Everybody wants to embrace something which is of meaning. Then the individual decides. It's not that, hey, you're cut off from the means to wake up from sleep of ignorance. So instead of that, my first take is that everybody has the right. Everybody should have the right to get any information. For example, say I'm following the Buddhist teachings since I was born. Even I have the right to listen to somebody saying that the Buddha's teaching is wrong. I have the right. I should have this right to listen to all this information. This is very important. From there, then you decide. You decide. Nobody has the right, but there's a system in the world today. People, ruled by fear. This is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. Everybody has the right to choose what one has to do. And everybody has the right to get the information, all forms of information. Say, if I believe in democracy, say, I should have the right, I should give the right to other people to hear about non-democracy also. And then let them decide. This is my take. This is my take. It's not that everybody should be Buddhist, but they must not be deprived of the opportunity to learn about Buddhism, learn about Christianity, learn about Hinduism, learn about Islam, learn about atheism. Let them, and finally, let them decide. They will decide on their own. Yeah, this is my take. I would not really think about what's the future. Okay, that's it.
You said two.
Huh?
You said two.
Okay, Jack is, hijacking me. So Jack, his name is part of that is hijacking. It's hijacking me. Okay, one is that everybody should have the right to any kind of information. Should not be deprived of, with the fear, with the threat, with manipulation. Nobody has the right to obstruct information to somebody. This is my belief. This is me. Now the second part that I believe is that don't force anybody, hey, right? Somebody who cannot even understand what is 2 plus 3 equals 5. Let's say somebody, who say, okay, I want cold water. So what the person does is that take a thermos and put a cold water in there to make it even colder, put it in the fridge. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hey, if you don't understand it, then I'm talking about you. Right? And the person that I'm talking is actually, maybe you are the one. Okay, somebody, I said, I want a cold water. So the person put the cold water in the thermos, so that heat cannot invade the cold, and to make it even colder, keep it in the fridge. Thermos in the fridge. Does it make sense? No. Why not? Kate, why not?
It's just the opposite of what you should do.
Meaning?
The hot water inside and...
No. I use thermos. I use thermos to maintain cold water.
Not to allow the water colder.
So no, we put in the fridge. Put in the fridge. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Why?
Because Geshe, the bottle is insulated, so even if you put it in the fridge, nothing will happen to the
Exactly.
temperature of the water.
The fridge doesn't have any effect. So the thought is that if you put the cold water in the thermos, then thermos will stop the heat from attacking the cold. One. And when the fridge will make it colder. This is totally lack of common sense. You're getting it? For these people, if you talk emptiness, no chance. So better teach them A for apple. So what I'm saying is not that everybody can understand emptiness. Everybody has the potential to understand emptiness, but it requires there's a specific timing, place, environment. So therefore, somebody may be, for them, Christianity may sound better for that person to be more compassionate. That's amazing. Let the person be. For example, look at the Pope Leo XIV. He's amazing. I truly appreciate him. Amazing, brilliant, truly a spiritual person, not a politician. He's a truly even the politicians can truly be a spiritual person. Even politicians. So he, thus far, what I've noticed from my observation is that he is truly a spiritual person. I truly, truly admire his spirituality. No matter what, the compassion is the core. He believes in Jesus Christ's compassion. He said that compassion cannot be compromised for anything. Compassion is the core of the teaching of the Jesus. This is so precious. If somebody believes in this, this person will never destroy other countries. This person will never destroy your neighbor. And this much, if you can create in the planet Earth will be greatly, greatly peaceful. It's so precious. So there's nothing wrong. Yes. That's it, no question. Over the year.
So if all the phenomena are empty of inherent existence or objective existence, so how does cause still function?
Okay, if things are empty of intrinsic reality, if nothing exists objectively or inherently, then how can you account for the functionality of the world? This is a very serious question. Okay, is there anybody who can help me? Kate?
Exactly, because the things lack intrinsic existence, they are able to change, they are not staying the same, and that accounts for the functionality.
What about the absence of elephant? It changes or it doesn't change? Absence of elephant. It's permanent, it doesn't change. But it's empty of intrinsic reality. Empty of intrinsic reality doesn't mean it should change.
Well, in terms of functionality, we talk about the functional world, right?
Yes.
The absence of the elements.
So the absence of true existence has the function to understand which has the function to remove ignorance. Yes. So therefore, although we may not call it functional, understanding of this has the function, although it's permanent. How to explain it? Okay. Anyone? So maybe I may turn to Ming. How to explain this? Her question.
I think on a conventional level, things
Okay, let's say on the conventional level, don't add too many words. Conventional level, things exist subjectively by the power of the mind. They're all synonymous. Conventionally, subjective, by the power of the mind, they're all the same. Just say conventionally, everything exists. Full stop. Don't say conventionally, everything exists subjectively by the power of the mind, independent of the dependent on this. Don't add too many words, it will confuse people. So say conventionally everything exists. Then conventional functionality exists. Then? Okay, so in other words what Ming is saying, not other words, the same thing, I'm repeating what she said, is that although nothing exists intrinsically, nothing exists inherently, means nothing exists objectively. But then everything exists subjectively. Subjectively, the functionality exists. The functionality does not exist objectively, but it does exist subjectively because we have to get through the two gates. What's the first gate? Do things exist, including the functionality of the world? The answer is yes. So to support so this very clearly is not a matter of support. This very clearly stated by Arya Nagarjuna. And it's once again, you see that this book would be extremely helpful. It is cited here in this book, which says, understanding the emptiness of intrinsic reality. With understanding the emptiness of intrinsic reality, if one conforms to the law of karma, this is a wonder of all the wonders. This is the amazement of all the amazements. After understanding the emptiness of intrinsic, rejecting intrinsic reality, and still, if you can conform to the functionality of the karma, this is a wonder of all the wonders. This is the amazement of all the amazements. Which means that this is truly what marks A wise person, truly as a wise person, is somebody who understands emptiness and still account for the functionality of the conventional world. This is truly the most remarkable a wise person. Good? Okay, Bhumagiji?
Geshe, just one clarification. Could you please repeat conventional true nature of the mind? What is the conventional true? It's impermanent?
Not impermanent. Okay, conventional true nature of the mind is impermanent. It is impermanent, but what it is like, say like the water, dirty water, Yamuna water, very dirty, murky, and subjected to a purification process, reverse osmosis, ultrafiltration, and so forth. All the dirt removed completely. Then what comes out? Very clean water comes out. That clean water, is it impermanent, permanent? The which we drink is impermanent. Yes, so clean. Likewise, with the same thing, you can apply this to your mind. Even when the metal dirt is removed, that mind becomes so pure and clean. That clean water, the potential is already there within us. That potential is the conventional true nature of the mind. Okay, good. Tell me, where did we leave this, the first session? Page number 2.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. Okay, verse 5. Okay, explaining the Mahamudra of the path according to the Tantra system. Okay, this is quite important concept, and the text reads: when having mixed it with the clear light of meditation, mixed it refers to the mother clear light. Mother clear light is the clear light that you manifest at the time of death. The mother clear light which we discussed this morning. Mother clear light, when the subtle mind which manifests at the time of death, that's known as the mother clear light. When having mixed it, this mother clear light, with the clear light of meditation, clear light of meditation is known as clear light, the child clear light, child clear light, and the mother clear light. Mother clear light and child clear light. Mother clear light means the clear light which naturally occurs, which naturally manifests at the time of death. It happens to everybody. But the child clear light is a clear light that you have to create. Create meaning you have to practice meditation while you are still alive. The clear light is activated. Subject clear light is activated. This is known as child clear light. So now, you as a practitioner of this clear light, when you're dying, you take this as an opportunity where the mother clear light manifests on its own. Mother clear light manifests on its own due to the karmic, say the death, you're dying. So that clear light manifests, you take the opportunity to get hold of this experience. So you already have the experience of the clear light, child clear light, which means you already have the experience of clear light while you are still alive. So that clear light experience, with that experience and with that experience, when you're dying, when you manifest the mother clear light, natural clear light, you take the advantage of this and try to abide in this experience. That is the meaning of the mixing the two clear lights, mixing the mother and child clear light. You getting it? Okay, let me say this once more. Let's say that there is a place where there's the beautiful Mozart music being played, and let's say that we are a great fan of Mozart music, and we try to practice ourselves. Mozart music, we try to practice ourselves. Whereas we learn it, but we hardly get opportunity to listen to the actual Mozart music. So, say you want to know the differences between how the Mozart plays, Mozart and your mimicking of the Mozart. When you get to that place, you get the opportunity. This is where everybody hears the mazad music. And you get there, you are very different. Because you have the familiarity with the mazad music. You have the familiarity. So you get there, you take advantage of being in that place. That here the mazad, you take advantage, okay, how does it look? How does it, the sound? It's so, this symphony, the synchrony is just amazing. Just appreciate it. This is where your experience and what is being played there, these two are mixed in your mind. This is the meaning of the clay light, which otherwise naturally manifests, and your experience of clay light while you're still alive, through practice, you take advantage of the death. When the natural clay light manifests, you take advantage of that and try to stay in this experience. Stay in this experience. Okay, let's say that how many you don't really like, how many you don't like too much of salt in your food? All of us. Say, how many you take really, really light salt? Really, really light salt. You prefer, if possible, without salt is better, reasons? Okay, then the food is so bland. There should be salt to enjoy, reasons? Okay, one time what happened, I invited my friends, my two friends, couple. They came and then they say, okay, I make good momos. Veg momos, not non-veg, not non-veg. Otherwise she'll be unhappy. Okay, veg momos. And there were some leftovers. My friends came and I warmed them up and I offered them. I was a little worried that this is a little salty. And I did not tell my friends. Because if I tell them, they what? Conscious. So I did not tell them. I just served them. They enjoyed it. And they asked, Geshe, can they have more salt? In a way, I was so happy. I was so happy that my problem is over now. Okay. So for these people who take lots of salt in the food, do you think that they'll appreciate, let's say they take like 8 out of 10. Salt intake is like 8 out of 10. If this is the concentrated salt that they take, do you think that these people appreciate food with 2% salt? They'll see this totally bland, no salt. Because they're used to the very huge intake of the salt, that the smaller intake, they don't see it as a salt. You're getting it? Okay. So therefore, therefore the point is that even if the food with 2% salt comes, they will not understand that there's a salt there. You're getting it? So those we are not experienced, we have not practiced the clay light mind, from waking state, even when we die, the clay light mind manifests, you are not aware. You're not aware. Whereas those people who have the experience during the waking state, meditating whilst they're still alive, have the experience of meditation on the clay light, manifest the clay light, then when the clay light manifests, they are aware. So those who take only food with 1% salt or 2% salt, when the food with 2% salt comes, will they know or not know? They will know. Those who take only 1%, 2% salt every day, those who take like 80% salt, they will not know. Even if there's a food with 2% salt, they will not know this. Okay, this is the merging of the mother clay light and the child clay light. Okay. Whenever you mix it with the clay light of meditation, it refers to the mother clay light. A clay of meditation, the child clay light, one abides naturally in meditative equipoise. In that state, if you can abide, then it is the Mahamudra of the path. Okay, good. Next. Okay. Further, while abiding in meditative equipoise, the meditation on wisdom without elaboration is called the view of the path Mahamudra. Okay, so the the Mahamudra of the path. One said that the merging of the mother clear light and the child clear light. So this more with the subjective clear light. So now it's the objective clear light, where you see the emptiness without elaboration. Without elaboration meaning all the conventional elaborations dissolve. Meditation wisdom without elaboration is called the view of the path, the view of the path Mahamudra. Okay. So it says further while the okay, that's good. Next, explaining the Mahamudra of the result. When this alone manifests without distortion is called the resultant Mahamudra. So you keep meditating on this, keep meditating on this. Why we are meditating on the wisdom of emptiness? Anybody? Okay, it has multiple answers. Just keep me, what do you think? Why do we have to meditate on the wisdom of emptiness? Speak. Huh? Huh? Okay, to get rid of clinking and so forth. To counteract or to remove the self-grasping ignorance. Okay, this is our job. This is a job to remove the self-grasping mental defilements, particularly self-grasping ignorance and so forth. So it says that the self-grasping ignorance, and just by meditating, gate, you meditate on the wisdom of emptiness, and then you move from gate to second gate. These two mental defilements are removed or not removed? Gate, no? No? Okay. So when is the real success story is when you succeed in remove the mental defilements. That is a real success, right? So gate, first two level, the mental defilements are not removed, but they're suppressed. They're suppressed or they're subdued, not really removed from the root. So when does the removal happen? Paragate, path of seeing. Paragate, parasangate, bodhi, swaha. So in these three levels, then the removal happens, removal from the root happens. So these are the resultant states. This is what we are waiting for, to remove the mental defilements which otherwise attract the tears, the painful tears. Remove them, the tears can stop. So it says that the path of seeing, path of meditation, path of no more learning, these are the results that we are anticipating. The text reads, when this alone manifests without distortion, this Mahamudra, meaning the subjective clear light, focus on the objective clear light, emptiness. So when you focus on this, then this alone manifests without distortion. So become closer to its true nature without distortion. It is called resultant Mahamudra. Like what? The path of seeing, where they are part of the mental defilements known as the acquired mental defilements are removed. Acquired mental defilements are removed. And just this stabilize, and then you practice, continuous practice is part of seeing the wisdom. Then you move to the path of meditation, where the innate part of seeing, acquired afflictions are removed, mental defilements are removed. Part of meditation, then the innate mental defilements started to be removed. Part of meditation. Then finally, when we reach the bodhi swaha, just the stabilized increase is a part of meditation. These are called the parts of meditating and training. So, part of seeing, part of meditation, these are known as the training stage. The stage of the training. Part of seeing and part of meditation, these two are known as of course, the earlier two parts also, the training stage, but with respect to the results, where the mental defilements are actually removed. These two parts of seeing, part of meditation, these two are known as the training stage, and part of normal learning is the end of the training stage, or no training stage. These are called the parts of just the stabilized increase is the part of meditation. These are called the parts of the meditating and training. Okay, next. When the obscurations to knowledge. What is that? Obscuration to knowledge, what is that? Anybody? Cognitive obscurations. When the obscurations to knowledge or the cognitive obscurations are purified or removed, The result of no more learning manifests. Gade para sangade bodhisva. Bodhisva manifests. The Buddhahood manifests. Okay, that is the Mahamudra of the results. Next. Okay. Now, on the when you attain the Buddhahood, when you become a Buddha, so what happens? Buddhas have, okay, are you following me? The last paragraph of the same page. Buddhas have perfectly completed all qualities, all good qualities. You, as a Buddha, you have completed that. And show multiplicity of actions, and then you engage in all forms of actions to benefit the beings. Although they see all phenomena directly, and you, as a Buddha, you see all phenomena directly. All phenomena, every atom of the universe, every mind of sentient beings, you see them directly. Like, okay, it should be Kurura. Kurura is a Tibetan word. It may be, I don't know whether it's derived from Sanskrit, but it's a Tibetan word. Kurura. It should not be Gurura. It wrote here Gurura. It should be Kurura. Okay, can be written as KHU. Instead of G, make it K. Then it sounds in a Tibetan form. Kurura. Like a Kurura, there is a Kurura. What is Kurura? Hey, what is Kurura in Sanskrit or Hindi? Okay, so this is actually, what is that? There's the Amla, yes, thank you. Okay, Amla, how many of you know Amla? Okay, kid, what is Amla in English? Huh? Indian gooseberry, are you sure? Okay. Okay, let's say the Simran, according to Simran, is the Indian gooseberry. I'm citing her because it can be wrong, we never know. Okay, are you sure? No. Kate?
I've heard it's Indian gooseberry.
Okay, let's say Indian gooseberry. How many have seen that? Presents. If you have seen, almost everybody's seen. Tim? You haven't seen that. Okay. You must see that. Because this is the
top on that end.
Is it there? Where? Is it painting or real? Real one. Wow, he sought permission.
That's a part in the part.
Yes.
Otherwise it's
Okay, so you can see the picture here. Okay, yeah, okay, good. You can see the picture there. So the say the Amla is said to be transparent. Okay, look, this is very important. Amla is said to be, it is transparent. It's not 100% transparent, but say from the fruits that we can see, it is more transparent. So say if you put the Amla there, say on your hand, you can see inside, outside of the Amla very clearly. So this is a metaphor given that the Buddhas, they know everything like seeing Amla in your hand. Okay, so like a Kurura, Amla in the hand's palm, they do not waver from emptiness. So the Buddha, while, okay, so let's say that if you are deeply into the concept of, let's say, quantum physics, do you think that you can think of Mozart? Mozart music? Okay, let me repeat it. By the way, quantum physics is very complicated physics. So if you're deeply contemplating on quantum physics, simultaneously, can you think of Mozart music? Can you appreciate Mozart music? No way. But when you become a Buddha, you can. You can get access to all phenomena simultaneously with meticulous precision. You will know every single detail of all phenomena when you become Buddha. So at the same time, so let's say that, okay, when you see this as a pool of atoms, through ultimate analysis, do you see the flower? let me repeat it. Imagine that you're looking at this object through your electron microscope. With the ultimate analysis, you see a pool of atoms. Do you see a flower? You don't see a flower. Okay, when you see the emptiness of flower, you don't see the flower. When you see the flower, you don't see the emptiness of flower. You getting it? But when you become a Buddha, you can see both simultaneously, directly. So, what is the mark of having attained Buddhahood? Is that you having direct access to the two truths simultaneously. That is a mark. That can be done only by Buddha. Sentient beings cannot do that. Let me repeat it. I say a mind which sees the two truths, which directly, you want to add this word directly, a mind which directly sees the two truths simultaneously. The two words are there, directly and simultaneously. A mind which directly sees the two truths simultaneously should necessarily be a Buddha's mind. That is the mark of you having attained Buddhahood. Okay, so, which means that when you have access to conventional truth, you also have a direct access to the ultimate truth, both. That is when you become a Buddha. So therefore, you continue to see emptiness, meanwhile you continue to see all other phenomena. So it is not, these two are not the alternating. So like a kurura in the hands, palm, they do not waver from emptiness. They continue to be in emptiness. So benefit is, look, benefit is that when you see things, other things, you can engage in benefit others. When you see emptiness, there's no danger that you will fall into afflictions. You getting it? So seeing emptiness will protect you from falling into afflictions, and seeing the dependent origination will allow you to engage in benefit of other sentient beings effortlessly. Okay, see, this is the benefit. Away from emptiness, the body unifying bliss and emptiness that abides immutably on suchness is called, okay, the body unifying bliss and emptiness. So it simply means in Tibetan, they don't sungju gu. They don't sungju gu. This is a Tibetan word. Is where you experience, you get the mental state, which is of the nature of the bliss, at the same time seeing emptiness. That happens. So that abides immutably on suchness. Suchness is emptiness, ultimate reality. Suchness, that state is called and labeled as truth body. Truth body is dharmakaya. Okay, that experience where you are able to experience the infinite bliss at the same time having direct access to emptiness, suchness, at that state is known as dharmakaya. In English, translated as truth body. Dharmakaya. Okay, that is the resultant state. Next, the page number 5. Okay, explaining the way ignorance. Now the actual debate, self-grasping ignorance and what? And the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, actual debate comes here. Explaining the way ignorance debates with wisdom. The connection to the text above. Okay, so now this, okay, here, those from NMC 1 and NMC 2, or NTC 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would suggest that just see if the debate going on, they indicated here or explained here, it really resonates the conflict within your mind with respect to self-grasping ignorance and the wisdom of emptiness that we are learning. Just see if this is exactly what is happening in our mind. Okay, and the author is just amazing, amazingly, very profoundly learned, incredible, vastly read, and a great practitioner, enlightened master. So it says, explaining the way ignorance debates with wisdom, the connection to the text above. Compassionate prayers of the Buddhas before they become Buddha. When they were Bodhisattvas, they engaged in making very powerful prayers. For example, like the Bodhisattva Samadhibhatra, and Buddha Shakyamuni himself made lots and lots of prayers. Praise meaning not like doing prayers. This is not the meaning. just wishing that the beings be liberated, wishing that the beings are freed, wishing that the beings say, engage in the wisdom, emptiness, bodhicitta, and so forth, just made heartfelt the prayers so many times. Compassion prayers and the wish, compassion prayers of the Buddhas, and the wishes of those to be subdued. So instead of subdued, the better would be disciples, because in Tibetan is dulja. Dulja means some disciples, but if you are to literal translators, those to be subdued. Disciples meaning those who need to be trained. So those to be subdued meaning the disciples. So the wishes of the disciples, that they become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings and so forth. Due to this collection of causes, the truth body, which is Dharmakaya, enjoyment body, which is Sambhogakaya, emanation body, which is Nirmanakaya, as well as grounds, Bodhisattva grounds, 10 Bodhisattva bhumi, so 10 of Bodhisattva grounds, and the paths, 5 paths, and the qualities, like 110 qualities indicated of the Buddhas, activities, Buddha's activities for benefiting beings and so forth, exist. They exist. Okay, we talk about emptiness. 2 gates. What's the first gate? 2 things exist. What is the answer? Yeah. So they say, the author is saying that all these things, the prayers made by the Buddhas, the wishes of the sentient beings, of the disciples of Buddhas, and the Buddhas, various Buddhas' bodies like Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, and so forth, and the Buddhas' activities to benefit the beings, they all exist. And then what do you say? What do you say? No, read. But only in mere appearance. Appearance is subject or objective? Subjective, which means empty of objective reality. They exist, but they don't exist objectively. They exist just as a subjective. So this passage or this verse tells us the 2 gates. 2 gates and the responses. How many agree with me? Yes. Okay. They are not seen as existing in reality. In reality means objectively or independently. They are not seen as existing in reality. Hence, that the self exists in reality, that the self exists as subjectively, is even more mistaken than mistaken. Meaning that this is a blunder. Seeing the self as objectively real is a blunder. While everything exists, nothing exists objectively, everything exists subjectively, and seeing the self as existing as objectively is a mistake, more mistaken than mistaken, which means it's a big blunder. Therefore, from now on, at all times, okay, now the wisdom is telling the ignorance, self-grasping ignorance within you, that now I tell you, therefore from now on, at all times, I shall abandon you, abandon the self-grasping ignorance. Because how you see things and how things actually exist, they are very different. So why should I support you? I will abandon you, the mistaken self-grasping, you the mistaken self-grasping ignorance. So therefore, without generating any aversion, go. Self-grasping, don't stay in this person's mind. Go away. Go wherever you have to go. Don't stay here. Okay, does it happen to you? Does it happen to your mind? Oh, self-grasping ignorance, the one I learned that it is what I trust all the misery. It should not be with me. I should get away. I should get rid of this. How many of you, once in a while, it comes to your mind, these thoughts? Very good. Very good. This is exactly how the author started. So go away. Don't stay in this person's mind. Okay. Next. Page 7. Page 7, actual debate. Page 7, actual debate. This has 3 points. Short presentation, extensive presentation, and the summary. Short presentation. How self-grasping cherishes the person in whose continuum it exists. Okay, how self-grasping cherishes the person. Okay, now look. Self-grasping ignorance says that, no, I'll not leave. You're getting it? I'll not leave this person because I've been cherishing this person. I've been so nice to this person. So self-grasping cherishes this person. Just this person in whose continuum it exists, meaning that in the person's mind or the continuum, person's being, self-grasping ignorance is always there. So he says, no, I'll not leave. You tell me to leave, I'll not leave. Because that I'm the one who's taking care of this person. Right? How many thought that? So particularly when you become angry, right, that you feel yourself so solid, so objective, real, and somebody says, no, this is like a dream. What dream? Right? So you solidify yourself. Okay, so the self-grasping is talking to you actually, it's not you. Self-grasping is talking to you. No, I cherish this person, I take care of this person so well, so I'll not leave. Okay, next. Self-grasping says in return, what it says? From the very moment, so English-wise, or I would say from my point of view, translation should be like, from the very moment the mind came into existence. It, instead of it, replace it with mind so that it will be easier later. From the very moment the mind came into existence in this person, I have accompanied this mind. I have accompanied it. It referring to the mind. So since your mind comes into existence from time immemorial, I accompanied that. I accompanied the self-grasping, the word. I accompanied the mind. Who's talking? Self-grasping is talking. So this is exactly what Ashwin said this morning, right? So the author understood what he was going to say. So author came to know that author maybe how many years ago? Maybe 300 years ago. 300 years ago, the author, Venerable Penjolo Sanshui Genzen, he knew that after 300 years there's going to be a boy by the name Ashwin. He will say this, right? So he said it here. So he says, self-grasping says in return, from the very moment the mind came into existence, since time immemorial, I've accompanied this mind. And taking his sides, I always take to his side that you exist truly. Yes, you truly exist. Don't worry, you exist truly. I take his side and arguing for this mind. Like a father or mother loving the child. So I'm like this mind's the parents, supporting, giving assurance that you exist truly. Okay, I lovingly give support, food and clothing. How the self-grasping gives food and clothing? How? Say, hey, say that somebody says, okay, as little boy, little girl, you want what? Coca-Cola? Coke? And your parents say no Coke. And when the parents are away, self-grasping ignorance, self-centered self-grasping ignorance tells you Coke is there in the fridge. That you're truly real. You deserve it. And then it makes you to go there, right? It makes you go there and steal the Coke. And for ordinary people like us, we strive to get job. And strive to compete with others. Self-grasping ignorance is telling us, you truly exist. You have to compete, otherwise you'll die. Okay, so lovingly give support, food and clothing. I lead you through the door of the Dharma of the three poisons. I tell them, don't be what? Don't be passive. Don't be soft. Don't be soft. Be aggressive, otherwise you'll die. People will not take you, they think about your compassion. They will take advantage of you. You also should be strong. Be aggressive. And whatever you need, okay, embezzle. Whatever, do that. So, self-grasping ignorance is telling that I am encouraging him to do all these things, attachment, anger, and so forth. Yes, no? Yes. Right? And because of this, you survived. So I made you survive because of this. Yes, no? True, not true? So this is exactly what Charles Darwin said. Survival of the fittest. These emotions, attachment, aversion, fear, these emotions are required for survival. And self-grasping is saying the same thing. I made him to give rise to attachment, aversion, fear, and so forth, so that this person will survive. I lead you through the door of the Dharma of the three poisons, attachment, aversion, and so forth, because the self-grasping ignorance is the root of the afflictions. Yes? So he says, yes, I made him to feel these three poisons, desire, and so forth. If I do not overcome the enemy of accumulation of the virtue, so virtue is seen as enemy. right? Because virtually, what may happen? Say, virtue will say that, okay, so there's a competition there, then the self-grasping will say that, compete. And virtue is not compete, don't compete, right? Look, it'll make you very passive, and people take advantage of you, and you die. So virtue is your enemy, it's not your friend. Okay, how many sometimes people advise like this, don't be too kind. Listen, some people advise, first take care of yourself. Don't be too kind. The world is not kind, it's you. Otherwise you will not die. You will die, right? This is exactly what the self-grasping ignorance is telling us. If I do not overcome the enemy of the accumulation of virtue, meaning that if I don't overcome the virtues, which are actually your enemy, they will make you soft, they will make you weak, right? One time, there's one gentleman, who is not really interested in Dhamma studies. During the COVID time, there's no option. So he was already, everybody's locked down. And anyways, you are in the building, why don't you go to Geshe-la's teaching? So he started coming. And then what he said, usually he used to be extremely competent, and people see him, and people will readily listen to him, not out of love and affection. Something is there. And then he said that after listening to this teaching for like 2 or 3 months, he said that, Geshe-la, listening to your teaching, I become too soft and weak. I don't dare to speak nowadays. I tend to say, somebody says, you stupid, usually I said that, you stupid. Who are you to tell me? Get out, right? And the person gets out. Now I don't dare to say, you stupid. I say, I just remain like this. I become so weak. This is what he said. So this is exactly what the self-grasping was saying. If I do not overcome the enemy of the virtue, then who will overcome this enemy? Right? This enemy will make this person weak. Wow, this is amazing. Look at the author's brilliance. Okay. Don't forget this. Right? Say, you should be equally tough. Some parents, they teach their children how to fight with other children. You know that? Not all, some. If somebody hits you, they know that the child in the school is going to be hit by somebody. If somebody hits you, right? So, say first, particularly usually the fathers, and some mothers also. Then the father told the child, you hit me. And the child gladly hit the father, and the father also hits him back. And he's pained. And he falls, and the father does not pick her or pick him up. And again go to beat more. Not really beating, like pretend to be beating. And the child also starts to fight with the father. And if the child succeeds in beating the father who hit well, father is very happy. Good. This is what you should do in the school. And then the child goes to school and somebody bullies, the child also knows how to hit back. And the child comes back and tells father that today this happened. Father is very happy. Did you hit it back? Yes. Good. You're getting it? So this is exactly what self-grasping is teaching us. Okay, I know you have a question. Then answer says, if you don't beat him back, what should we do? Right? So you should surrender. Okay, this is not the answer. There's a way out. Okay, so then the wisdom response. Last paragraph. Wisdom destroys that notion presented by the self-grasping ignorance. Wisdom says in return, because the mind sins first coming into existence. Okay, we'll do this in the afternoon. We stop here. Yatha vam gati gati paragati paras ahatyatha om gati gati paragati parasam gati bodhisvatyatha Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Three persistence together.